now we're back upstairs in the toybrary. Yesterday, when some guys came over and I showed them around, I opened the prototype bin of the more modern era prototypes. These two bins and another over there are from earlier prototypes. These are also, however, from the 2000s. Oh, I guess actually there are some from that even more modern than that. And here you have other figures. These ones again are some more modern ones. This is the Arctic Cobra Commander and the Arctic Scarlet. In fact, here I think I also have here's the Coral Scarlet. Some people think that it's the. I know there was some debate as to whether or not it was the same figure, but it's actually quite different. Let's see if there's anything else really of interest in here. Most of these are pretty typical of the test shots and prototypes that you find on eBay quite easily. Let's move to this bin. I think this bin will have more interest to people. Here we have, oh, this one is one of my favorites. I actually just got this recently. This is one of those keychain figures, but as a prototype and complete with the keychain ring on the back of them, or the hole for it. And here are some Manimals. This is the first set of Manimals from '95. So here's Spasma, and here's Warwolf, and okay, here's Vortex. Where are they? Hold on, move these aside. Okay, yeah, Slither, or whatever his name is. And so that's the full set of 6. So these are the first ones from '95. Then these here, and they're kind of neat. They, I mean, I guess most people have seen these already, but like for instance, this guy here, let's see, he opens up, and you see his orange alien inside of him. And let me see if that goes in here. And he opens up. Let's see on the back there. And these all have their weapons too, and that's one thing I was really happy about, to be able to get a complete set with weapons. This guy here, he has a prototype weapon, but the others have production weapons. Then these are the same things, but these are the unpainted samples. So here you have, let's see, that's the same as, okay, this is Warwolf, Vortex, Zigzag. So here, it's okay, here they are in unpainted form. And then, do I have my later ones here? Or are they, hold on, what year would, okay, they're here. Let me just get these out, because we're talking Manimals. So here are, okay, here are the ones that were available at KB. See, these are the ones available at KB, and then here are the ones that they decided, the second series they decided not to release. And then here, do I have this is the set of, again, this is a set that wasn't released. I'm trying to remember the name of the set. Hopefully I have it. Infiltrate Cobra Island 3-pack. There's the Gung Ho, and the Snake Eyes, and Duke. These are kind of neat. These are the Lunatics aliens. You can sort of see them. I love alien stuff. I'm a sci-fi nut. We'll put that down there. Let's see this. Okay, here is this is the same set as that set over there, but this is the unpainted versions. Snake Eyes. There we go. These are some Steel Brigade variations. These are club figures that were. Oh, one of them is not. Some of them are. This is. I'm opening these. These are different Steel Brigade figures. And let's see, what else do I have in here that's for fun? Well, just to put it out. Just various sets of figures that were not produced either by Paint App or otherwise here in the U.S. Then here are more colorful test shots. And these are, what is this? Tiger Force 2003. These are pre-production Tiger Force figures. These are more colorful ones. A Snake Eyes, done by a guy in China, molded that way to, I mean, much larger size than normal, but so close to accurate. It's really, I mean, complete with stand and everything. I mean, he did an awesome job on this. Here's a prototype scrap iron figure, but then I came across these just now as I was digging through here, and this is one of the unproduced figures from 1995. This is the Road Pig figure. That one cost me a mint to get. That was a hard one. Here's a vintage prototype of Scarlet. Well, the Ninja Force Scarlet. And oh man, here's some others. Here's, I guess that is, okay, that's Xandar, and obviously Scarlet. And then here's a Slice. But also I did find those other Manimals that I was looking for. I knew they were here somewhere. So here is, so that one goes with this. So this all up, see it shows it loose there, and so there's the figure, and then here's the weapons to go with that one. That's how I do most of my, well, almost all of these. What you have the loose figure in front, but then you have a bagged version with the accessories for the loose version in the same bag. And there's another Zigzag, and then here is. And there we go. And so that's it. So those are, oh, let me put him in. He goes up here. So that would be. Now there is another version of him that has some pink on him, but I never was able to get that version. Okay, here are the different Jinxes, and again I kept some samples on the card. This is the blue and the black. And then this is. These are from not Jolanta but Jolina. These are in 08. These are Adventure Team figures with actual flocked hair. I loved it. I loved it when I found these. These were awesome. I have some of these. Well, here's a loose one. And then here are some of the Canadian figures. There's another Canadian. And of course here's the Ace from De Simone. Here's the Motorcycle Driver. Here are the loose Jinxes. The figures on this side are, for the most part, they're U.S. Release figures. Here you have 82, these are 82, 83, 83, 84, 85, 86, 7, 8, 9. I guess there's 1990, 91. Then the international figures, here we have Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, UK, Palatoy Action Force, German Palatoy Action Force. These are the good guys, Palatoy. These are the bad guys. These are the first run in 1982 of Action Force. These are BTR. These are DTC. Both of these are DTCs. So again, those are just Americans. So so I guess most of the down here are all American. So the international, and then here we have Venezuela. And then China and Japan are down inside there too. So let's just look at a few of these. If you want, we'll start with Argentina. This is Argentina. And of course you have Cobra Mortal and Glenda. Manley, these are all loose up front. Thompson. Schmick. Cobra Invasor. Oh, I see why this one here. There's a variation in the color of his hair. Oh well, doesn't matter. I'll just pull. There's Red Mac. There's Red Mac. There are his accessories. Of course, Argentina has lots of neat figures, including. Here's all this sort of. These are a bunch of Cobra Invasors.
Ooh, natural.
Okay, what I wanted to talk about also was Manley. Manley came, hold on, this is the parachute that came with the Plastorama the Argentina Sky Striker. This is the parachute that came with Manley. The color is quite a bit different, and hold on. So that came with Manley. That came with the Sky Striker. Now there's another parachute that was available in Argentina. It says Plastirama on it, and it's Fuerzas Especiales de Asalto. And that parachute actually came with this set, which was available later, a little later than the Joe sets. Same thing, Fuerzas Especiales de Asalto. And you notice that the card art on the card art is very similar to Manley. And so it's just so. I've actually heard that this same set came with a helicopter, and with that helicopter, you actually got a real Manley figure. I haven't been able to confirm that, and so that's one of the reasons I'm holding on to this parachute, just in case that is inaccurate. In case that information is accurate. Okay, here we have Brazil, and Brazil takes up two. Oh, sorry for the noise. Takes up 2 bins. And I'm not going to dig through them, but just sort of see if I can hold this up. Oh, let me hold that up there, as you can see some of the. Oops, I shouldn't have done that either. I should have done that with the tops on. That was dumb of me. But again, it's the same thing. There's 2. I did these just like the American ones. There's two of each item. In case, I guess in this case I have 3. Some of the variations on these are just simple things like just different skin color, different tone, like the spirit. But I really like or even the Falcon Raptor. What is his name? Raptor. The darker colors on them I find to be really nice. Here are some Cobra de Asos, some Invasors, a bunch of others, Tritons. Okay, so I'll put those back. Well, again, these are mostly they actually don't have any exclusives in Mexico. They're all just repaints and paint variations from the U.S. versions. The only true variations they have are when they release the figures with vehicles. They didn't always release the figure in its original form. For instance, let's say they were going to release Rock and Roll. They might release Rock and Roll. It might be his torso, but then Grunt's arms and somebody else's legs. I mean, they switched them around in fact, I don't think I've ever. Maybe that's not true. Rarely have I found a figure with a vehicle that came the way it was originally intended to be. I guess they thought maybe they were making new figures that way. And I guess they were making new figures, and they didn't give the figures any names. These are UK figures. UK figures with Joe bodies. So of course here you do have a lot of variations. You have Gaucho and Jammer. And you have all of course the Tiger Force figures, the same as the ones we saw on the wall in my international room. You also have other variations, Steeler with the red helmet, but also later ones from the 90s that came with the figures themselves were for the most part the same, except for the Rock Viper with Rock Viper. Here's the Crimson Guard with Rock Viper head and the regular Crimson Guard. So they were all the same except for this Crimson Guard, except for that they had different firing weapons that were not available, that they didn't have in the U.S. I mean, they were the same weapons, but just recolored for those particular figures. And then, of course, you have Hunter, and here's Blades, and Stalker, and Red Laser. And here's a custom that I did of Baron Ironblood, because in the Action Force comics, Baron Ironblood becomes Cobra Commander. I thought that was a neat way to sort of join the two together.